listen. If you don't, you should. We're here to look at bunnies and hopefully take something home with us.
Yeah, I got $3 for you to look at. So, and then, well, I got 8 if you want to look at the younger ones, but I got 3 older ones for you to look at.
Well, right now,
I'll give you a tour.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and show us around.
Show you what we got.
Yeah.
And, this is Mustang Sally, and she just got 3 of hers weaned today. They're actually about a week past. They're about 9 weeks instead of 8, but the 3 stills are weaned. And then I'll leave this one on her for a couple of days to make sure she doesn't get mastitis, and then I'll pull that one off of her. Typically, I pull at 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks, 45 days. I'll start pulling 1 rabbit off like every other week, and then or 2, depends on the size of the litter, and try to have them weaned by 8 weeks. These guys are 9.5 weeks. Chances are mom's not even nursing them, but just to make sure, I went ahead and left 1 with her. Usually I wouldn't take 3 off at a time, but like I said, these guys are so old, they're probably not even nursing.
Yeah, she's probably already weaned them anyway.
So I'm really surprised they have all their fur, because usually by this time moms are fighting them off.
And who sired this litter, did you say?
This is Mustang Sally, and I couldn't tell you unless I looked at my notes. It's either Sawguy or Bazooka Joe, but since there's no broken in here, I'm wanting to say it's probably Sawguy.
Well, I'm trying to think. So she would have had.
Well, no, that's Mustang Sally. That's Mustang Sally. I don't breed her to Sawguy. I usually breed her to Bigelow. I don't remember breeding her to anybody. I mean, since I've gotten out of whites, I don't remember breeding her to anyone but Bigelow. But that doesn't make sense because there's no brokens, and I should have some brokens out of Bigelow.
So her and the little guy here, that's what you have left in white?
All right. This is Rosie. On the very end is Rosie, and Rosie is Mustang Sally's mom.
Oh.
And then Mustang Sally is the dam to the white buck. And that's the only 3 whites I have left. And I'm probably going to go ahead and sell them. I am up to 300 pounds of feed a week.
Wow.
Something has to go, and I really don't have anybody I want to let go of, but I'm going to have to.
It makes our 2 or 3 bags a month not look so bad, huh, sis?
Yeah,
we've got a lot of small rabbits. We don't have
300 pounds a week, and that's pushing it. Of course, I have a ton of babies right now. So I just culled $10 over the weekend and tattooed, and I'm still got babies coming out of my rear end. And then here's Bloomer, and these are ink. I'll always breed Bloomer to ink. Every rabbit she has raised, with the minus of 1, have all grand championed out of that breeding. So there is 1 doe that went to a meat breeder that does not show. So far that's the only one that has not grand championed out of Bloomer and ink.
Wow.
So she only gets bred to ink. But she only has small litters. That's the downside to Bloomer. This 4 in the litter, this is the biggest litter I've had out of her yet. So.
Well, you know, quality is more important than quantity, I would say. But
she does produce the quality. Her and ink. I mean, I can't complain about what they produce.
Right.
Every rabbit they've produced minus 1 has been grand champion. So, and one of them has taken the one that Mrs. Tactical Homesteader has. She has one of my does. She's got a best in show win on her. Everlong, yeah. Everlong is her daughter.
Okay. I watched a video when she introduced Everlong, and I remembered you saying something about her when we were at Jonesboro.
Yep, Everlong is her daughter, and Everlong has a best in show win.
Wow.
So yeah, I only breed her to ink. That's it. She doesn't raise very many.
I can't say
She only raises a few here and there. She's hard to breed. It may be 3-4 months before I get her to breed again, and then she gives me usually 1 or 2 babies. But she's had one other litter.
So this is a large litter then for her? Is that what
Well, she's had another litter of 4: Everlong, Biggers, and Bigelow, and then that meat doe. That was a litter of 4. And then this litter of 4. Other than that, she's only had 1 or 2 at a time. And then you all know Helena. She was the sister to Harriet, and she was the 2 sisters. At the time, Wilby Rabbitry had Harriet. Later, when he got out of New Zealand, I purchased her, and I granded her, or she earned her 3rd leg, and that was in Canton, Texas, and I lost her to the heat. So I didn't grand her. She's got 2 legs. After Canton, I brought her home and bred her.
I'm sorry, who was it you granted and lost?
Harriet, her sister.
Okay, well I don't remember her, I don't guess.
I only had her for a short time.
Oh.
I really shouldn't have taken her to Canton. I had only had her about 2 weeks. That's a long trip after moving. I mean, she moved from Oklahoma to here. That really wasn't very smart for me to take her on a long, hot trip like that after establishing new quarters.
Because she wasn't really probably settled in.
She was already stressed, and then stress of a show, and yeah, I lost her there at the show about 2 hours after she got her 3rd leg. So yeah, that was a horror story, but anyway. And then here's Nina, and Nina has her 3 legs. She was actually a 6-month junior.
We've actually met her before.
Yeah, she was a 6-month junior when she got her 3rd leg, but I had bumped her up to intermediate. That way she would qualify for her grand championship. She was 9.5 pounds at the time, and she's like 11.5 pounds now. So in September, I'm going to take her and get her grand championship. I've got her 3 legs. Actually, I think she has 4, but they need 3. So she'll be getting her grand championship, barring any disasters between now and then. Then here's Biggers.
Hey, Miss Biggers.
And Biggers is out of that Bloomer and Ink. She is grand champion. She has her paperwork. So we've got a couple litters out of her growing up now. This is Daisy, and Daisy has 2 rabbits that she's not supposed to have.
She borrowed a couple. It seems like I remember this story in a video the other day. Is that the one we're talking about?
This one right here and this one right here are broken blues.
Somebody put them back in with the wrong mama?
I was cleaning, and I had all my doors popped open, and Stacy came out, and she seen the 2 bunnies sitting up here. So she just put them back down in the cage, assuming this was theirs.
Well, that's probably what I would have done.
I didn't even notice it. I mean, I've been feeding and watering these guys for 2 weeks and never even noticed until I went to do that video, and I was counting, and I was like, wait a minute, she's got 8 bunnies. But she has 10. She's got 6 of hers, and then the 4 with Helena is hers. So she has 10. But she's raising 8. 2 of them's not hers. It was just a freak incident.
Looks like she's done a good job.
She is. She's a first-time mom, and that's why I split her large litter up. Wait, Daisy. Yeah, she's a first-time mom. And then Dixie, and if you've seen my previous videos, you would remember how mean Dixie was. She's not mean anymore. She's still standoffish, but she's not mean.
Yeah.
Used to, I couldn't put my hand in there. I mean, she'd lunge at me and growl and hiss, and she'd just go nuts.
You know, we've had some that were standoffish, and you know what? You remember the little secret you told us about a guy? His favorite treat?
Yeah.
Well, we found out that if we take one and we start offering it to the doves, they stop. It seems like when they'll move to the back of the cage, just kind of like she did. We started giving them, and after that, when they got used to getting a treat that way, they started coming up to our hands and nosing around our hands looking for treats, and it seemed
Now,
like they weren't. I call it hand shy, you know, but.
Yeah.
You're
Now, I
even,
didn't do
That's
it
helped.
this year. I have been good for nothing this year. I haven't
Well, I'm
gardened
glad
or
I'm not.
anything.
I'm glad I'm
But
not the only one.
usually I grow turnips just for the rabbits because they love the turnip leaves, and normally they all come to the door at me because they want the turnips. But since I didn't do that this year, then they're all kind of.
even Marble
Whatever.
has calmed down
Well, I made
a lot.
I made.
Who's that?
Marble.
Yeah.
She's.
Now, Marble was calm when I had her.
Yeah. Well,
And Dave said he didn't have any problems with her either.
He
so.
didn't really. He said she, you know, just like it. When you go to if we give her hay and it'd be on the, well, the next day if she's got hay left, we would start raking those stems to pick them up. And I don't know if she thought if those were coming to her or towards her or what, but she'd start slapping at her hand.
Now, most
And we-
rabbits
and we get
don't
'em out.
like you
Whoops.
scratching on their floors. I
That-
know when I
well,
clean
that could be it,
cages,
She's gotten
just
better.
about
though.
every one of
She's
them
gotten-
will fuss at you if you're rubbing their floors. I don't know why, but they do. Hey there, babies.
Okay. Who is
Now,
this one?
this one is Noble.
Noble.
She
Okay.
is the only rabbit in my barn that is not fully pedigreed. I had
But she's
bought.
special.
Yes, she is a very special doe. I can't tell you how many times I almost gave her away to several people, and then I'd
She's
let's
actually
just
got
hang
enough-
on to her. Let's
She's
hang on
actually
to
got
her.
enough legs, if I'm not mistaken, to have been branded
She
twice,
has
probably.
6 legs. She has 6 legs.
Yeah, we got
And I
the-
just quit showing her. I did not like her. I thought she was too small, in my opinion, and she is on the small side. She's just a little over 10 pounds.
It wasn't planned, but we got to meet her when we were in Jonesboro too. Remember?
Yeah,
You had her
I
mixed up with
took
Cross the
her.
Tot, I
Yeah.
think it was. I think it was
Yeah.
Cross the Tot.
Yeah, I thought I took Cross the Tot and I had the wrong one. And another reason I didn't like her is she doesn't have a full butterfly on her nose. She only has half
Oh,
a
I see
nose
that.
marking.
Yeah.
If I can get her to turn around.
But the
She only has half
but-
a nose marking.
but I noticed in the when I read the standard on the, it said that there shouldn't be a preference given on the New Zealand's,
No, as
like
long
on
as
the
they
Rex
have-
and mini Rex and
as long as they
other
have a
stuff.
spot of color on their nose or nose bed.
But it's
any size.
still preferable
Yeah.
to have a full butterfly, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I didn't like her. Almost gave her away at least 4 times. And then I just kept, well, let's see. She is out of that blue buck that I used to have, St. Charles. And that's where I lose the pedigree. The guy I bought him from said that he would mail me the pedigree. Well,
yeah.
never did get it. And then she is out of Helena and Harriet and Ink's mom. Her name was Hallie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. She's out of Hallie and that blue buck. And she's the only rabbit, it was last summer, Mom had a heat stroke. And when she did, she took out the whole litter except for Noble. She was like 10 days to 2 weeks. She was little. And I had given her to,
Can you stop
I think
that
I
for a
gave her to Bloomer. And Bloomer